What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Had to make this one happen from the road. We got caught in a bunch of traffic driving back from this weekend,
It's
so
all good.
we'll make do.
All good. We got a good topic for today, so let's dive into it, man. So this week's topic for everybody watching is accountability and how to find an accountability partner, why you need one, some of the steps you can take to find one, and how it can really take your mindset and really just any part of your life to the next level by holding yourself accountable and having somebody else hold you accountable. So let's kick it off, Mike. How did you, or can you talk about like your first accountability partner or the first time where you had somebody hold yourself accountable?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I joined my first mastermind probably 5 years ago, one of the things that they did was they put us into an accountability group. There were 4 or 5 other people in the group, and you'd meet once a week for about an hour, and everybody in the group would share what their goals were, what they were working on this coming week, and if they, got everything done that they said that they were going to do the previous week. And we had like the carrot and the stick mentality. So like if you got everything done, you'd reward yourself, whether it was going out to dinner or just getting yourself like a latte or whatever it was. You'd have some type of small reward. And then if you didn't, there'd be a penalty associated with that, whether you had to buy everybody else in the group a coffee or, whatever. And that was the first time that I had been introduced to an accountability group. And at first for me, it felt kind of uncomfortable, honestly. Like I was like, usually like your family, friends, loved ones, like they kind of let you off the hook a little bit where you're like, oh, I'm just having a tough week. And they're like, no, I totally get it. You'll get it next week. But like when you're in a good accountability group, they're like, I don't care, man. You said this was important and you were going to get it done. Like, why didn't you get it done? Right. And it's just a different level. And knowing in the back of your mind that you're going to show up to that call each week, it gives you a little extra momentum to make sure that you get done whatever you're supposed to get done. Right. And if you don't, you're on the hook for it, and it's your reputation. And, it kind of builds this feeling of like, I don't want to let the group down either. And I don't want to show up looking like a jerk because I didn't get done what I said I was going to get done. So it's just an extra level of accountability to yourself and to your goals. And so if you ask yourself, how serious am I about hitting these goals? Then you want to get into some type of accountability group or have an accountability partner that will push you even when you don't feel like doing it. Because I promise you, there's going to be days when you're like, I really don't feel like doing this. I'm tired. I'm sick, whatever it is. But you just got to push through it, and you got to keep moving the needle every single day, every single week, every single month in order to hit your goals. So
yeah,
since then, I mean, I give that group a ton of credit for a lot of the things that I've been able to achieve over the last 5 years, because they just held me to that higher standard. And, Tony Robbins talks about this. A lot of my mentors talk about this. It's like, if you want to change your life, you got to raise your standards. Like, you got to stop settling for mediocrity. You got to keep pushing yourself, whether it's in your health, your fitness, your morning routines, your activities in your business that you're spending a lot of your time on. Like, they have to be deliberate and consistent in order for you to get results.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first thing that started for me was probably about 1.5 years ago now, when I first joined the STR Secrets Mastermind. And the first step was getting very clear on like what I wanted and what the goal was. The bigger goal, which was hitting 20K of cash flow a month. And we only had one property at the time. We were at like 4,000 in cash flow a month. And so I had to get very clear on that goal and why I wanted that goal. But then if I had that goal and I wrote it down every day, and I set mini goals every day under that as well. So how do I know what my bigger goal is. I'm very connected to it because I write it down. I see it every day. And then the sub goals under it that I'm going to complete this week and today, and writing that down too. And then what I did is I took a picture of it. I sent it to you, Mike, obviously. Did that for the first, month. And then I found another accountability partner that I did the same thing. It was a little bit more in depth, but I wrote it down, wrote the sub goals down, all 3 of my goals, and then all probably like 12 sub goals for the day. And then I would take a picture of that and send it to him. And then if I didn't do that, or if one of us didn't do that, because we were doing the same thing, we had to send a Venmo of $500. And then last thing to add on top of that too is we had to send a picture of it at night as well. So picture in the morning, picture at night. The picture at night was reflecting on how well you did that day. So kind of like scorecarding that day. And we did that for probably about 2.5 months. And that took the game from, we had one property, and then in 2.5 months after that, we had 6. We had our first co-host opportunity as well. So just that alone, knowing what the big goal is and setting mini goals under it, but then holding yourself accountable to it with either in the punishment if you don't hold yourself accountable, or your partner doesn't hold yourself accountable. It has to be something that makes you uncomfortable as well. $500 may be pretty uncomfortable, especially if I miss more than one day. One day I could probably bite the bullet, but anything more than that, that would just be like, dude, what are you doing? So that really had me focused on hitting my goal and my mini goals every single day.
Yeah. And you touched on something there that's really important too. Like, when you're setting the ante for yourself, like the penalties, make them painful enough that it's going to make sure that you don't hit your goal, right? Like, one of the masterminds that I'm in right now, it's a very expensive mastermind. If we don't post our goals and our other things that we're working on in that mastermind every single day, you get booted from the group with no refund. Now, this is very expensive mastermind. And so the level of accountability, the standards of everybody in that group are way up here, right? Like, you're not going to miss a day. And so it's just getting comfortable raising those standards and just holding yourself accountable. And the key to the accountability group or the accountability partner is both people or the entire group has to be all in. Because if you have one person that's continually slacking off, or they're missing the calls or missing their meetings, it's not going to work. Like, it's just defeating the purpose. So if you're setting this up for yourself, make sure whoever you're doing this with is all in and they're just as serious as you are about hitting their goals. Because if they're not, it's wasting everybody's time. And, we had a 3-strike rule that if you miss 3 meetings, like, you are out, like, you're out of the group, because, we're not here to mess around. Like, we're all serious. We want to hit our goals and we want to keep moving forward. So when you're looking for that accountability partner or that accountability group, make sure that you set some clear expectations from the beginning that you're going to show up, period. Whether you're on a vacation, whether you're not feeling good, whether, if some emergency happens, fine, let the group know. But, like, that should not be the norm.
Yeah.
Maybe once or twice a year, So just making sure that everybody's on the level playing field and understanding that we're all taking this seriously and we're all going to show up.
Yeah, and I think all of us have probably been in a situation where we get hyped up about holding each other accountable. We get into this group, we say we're going to meet weekly, and then somebody has something come up, and then somebody else has something come up, and then somebody else has something come up. And they're all great reasons why they couldn't complete the task, right? They couldn't meet, or they couldn't send you something. I mean, everybody has a great excuse for it. But if that's the case and it's happening multiple times, you're not in the right group. Find somebody else. Find somebody different. Find a stranger. Find somebody that is as committed as you are. Because if you're hanging around the people that aren't as committed and you want to get to the next level, you're not. Like, you gotta up your level of people that you're surrounding yourself with. And it's not a bad thing. You don't have to leave your good friends or your family, behind. It's just find somebody else that'll help you stay accountable. And it's not a large task. It doesn't have to be a 2-hour meeting a week. It can be 5 minutes a day. It can be 2 minutes a day. But whatever it is for you, for whatever goal it is, whether it's a STR goal, a business goal, a health goal, like one of mine was I want to call my mom every day. And I did that for 2.5 months straight. And it just built our relationship better, and she helped me out in some areas I was struggling. So if the folks that that are in your circle are not holding yourself accountable, find some new ones, or find one new one that can help you get to the next level.
Yeah, and I'll just give everybody a quick framework that they could use to run those meetings efficiently, right? So say you have 5 people in your group. You want to keep that meeting to no more than an hour because everybody's busy and you want to maximize your time in that meeting. Okay, so make sure everybody shows up on time. One person is the timekeeper. One person is the secretary or transcriber that they write everything down. And then kick the meeting off, real quick around the horn, just saying hi to everybody. Then you get right into it. Everybody has 10 minutes, okay? 10 minutes or 12 minutes if you want to make it even on the hour, but call it 10 minutes to share, like, here's what my goals are. Again, reiterating what the goals are. Here's what I said I was going to do last week. Did I do it all? Here's what I'm going to do this week. And here's any challenge that I'm facing. And you can let it kick around the group to get feedback from everybody. But you only got 10 minutes. So however you use that 10 minutes is up to you. So you could use it the whole time talking about your goals or whatever else, or you could take 3 minutes to shrink it down and be like, hey, I'm facing this issue. I want everybody's opinion to help me fix this. And then you go. And then everybody else has 7 minutes. And the timekeeper, the timer goes off at 10 minutes. They're done. Next person goes. So you keep it nice and tight. So you're not wasting time blowing 15, 20 minutes catching up on how the weekend was. That's not the point of this meeting. This is a business meeting.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've got an offer for you guys too. If you want us to hold you accountable, you can text us. So Mike and I have a number. Another person on our team, JM, is also on this number as well. If you guys want us to hold you accountable, send us whatever your goals are. And, you know, when I first started this, Mike, I was texting you a picture of my journal every day. And we did that for, I don't know how many weeks, but that just helps kickstart the momentum of being focused on my singular goal of hitting 20K of cash flow a month through short-term rentals. So if you want us to hold you accountable, we've got a keyword for you guys. You just need to text accountability to 978-242-0001. And if you text that number, you know, text us whatever your goal is and say, hey, this is our goal. This is my goal for the business. This is my goal for weight, whatever. And I'm going to text it to you every day or every week, or, you know, this is my goal.
Do it every day. Now, like every morning, you're going to write it in your journal or in your notebook or wherever you want to write it. But I want you guys to write it out in the present tense. If it's a weight goal, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm down 15 pounds and I'm feeling amazing. You send that in every single day. You take a picture of it and you send it to that number every single day. Some days we'll respond, some days we won't, but you're going to use that to hold yourself accountable. So we know if you're going to hit your goals. So don't miss a day and use this as a free accountability source to just text that goal in every day. If it's with short-term rentals, I'm so happy and grateful now that my short-term rental business is generating me $10,000 every month and I'm able to leave my corporate job, right? Whatever the goal is for you. You write it out every morning, take a picture, and text it to that number. And it's a free accountability source. So again, like, use that. Find different ways to get leverage on yourself to keep moving the needle every single day. But don't do it weekly. Do it every single day if you're going to do it.
Yeah. We'll hold you accountable. And whatever the punishment is, too, if you don't do it. I can put my Venmo in there. Or...
Yeah.
I know.
That's it.
I was doing
you want to send me some Pro Vs?
Yeah. So, cool.
One other tip on the accountability side of it, for the punishments, don't make it something positive. Like, don't be like, oh, I'm going to donate $100 to this charity or whatever. It's a noble cause, but you don't want to have any positive association with whatever your penalty is. So if you're going to make it financial, say that you got to give $100 to your ex or to some political party that you can't stand. Like, make it like painful for you. Or like Mike said, if you don't want to make it financial, cool, you got to do 100 burpees on camera or 50 or whatever punishment it is. But it should be painful, not, you know, donating to some good cause, because that's a positive. We don't want to associate any positives with your punishments.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else, Mike?
No, that's it. This will help. I mean, everyone, if everyone can do this simple task, write their goal down. I'm so happy and grateful now that whatever your goal is, set a timeline to it, take a picture of it every day, send it to us, send it to somebody that holds you accountable. Like in 6 weeks from now, you'll probably be at that goal, if not super close. So, what do they say?
100%.
You know, a habit, it takes
100%.
what, 6 weeks to build a habit into your daily routine, something like that. This is the fast path.
Just don't stop.
So.
Exactly. Cool. Do you know what we got on tap for tomorrow for Tuesdays?
Yes,
Mike?
I do. I just had that pulled up. It's hot tubs. We were supposed to do that last week with the Facebook outage. So I put a checklist for you guys on how to buy a hot tub. This is something that I spent many hours on, and a lot of people in the mastermind have spent many hours on. So we've kind of masterminded a checklist for you guys. And we'll start off by talking why you need a hot tub, like why it's a good perk. Talk about the maintenance of it, how to buy one, and hopefully add value to you guys. And I can send that to you guys. Or I can text it to you after we jump off the session. So
I love it. Awesome. Well, as always, appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate everybody else that's tuning in. Remember, text that number that Mike mentioned earlier. Mike, maybe we can throw it in the chat when we're done so people have that number. Just text accountability to that 978 number and use it just as a free accountability source for yourself. And we'll see everybody tomorrow for Tuesdays with Mike and Mike, talking all things hot tubs, which is one of the top amenities of 2021 for short-term rentals.
Yep. Sweet.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
All right,
Take
man.
care, everybody.
Drive safe.